This is Gujarat's grassland haven, home to some of India's rarely seen mammals. Species that thrive in this forgotten habitat. From stunning blackbucks to the grey ghost of the grasslands. A surprising number of diverse birds can also be found in this unique landscape. These are the stories from Velavadar National Park. In the western Indian state of Gujarat lies one of the smallest national parks of India. The Parvalia and Alang rivers flow towards the muddy coastline, and in doing so, they enclose Velavadar and form a natural boundary, protecting an area of approximately 34 square kilometers. This offers a rare sanctuary to grasslands, usually seen as wasteland in India, when in reality, this habitat is filled with wildlife. The massive nilgais stand tall in the open landscape. Their dark, bluish shades make them look like a mythical animal. But hidden in the grass is a small predator. The jungle cat blends into the grass as it stalks its prey. Across the road, there are grey francolins merrily digging away in the coarse ground as they look for food. The cat assesses its options. But a sentinel francolin is gearing up to sound an alarm call. The cat is surprised. As it scans the burnt grass, the cat suddenly becomes aware of something else. A creature that is barely visible in the deep brown grass is on the move. The animal has an unusual gait. It's a striped hyena, perhaps one of the world's most elusive large carnivores. They are usually never seen in the wild, so this is a rare sight. This female is making her way towards something. There is movement in the grass. Do these hidden creatures know that a striped hyena is on its way? She has seen the movements in the grass and is now locked in. She makes her way towards those hidden animals. But we are mistaken, for she is not looking for food at all. This is a mother who has traveled a long way across the grasslands to tend to her adorable litter. As she wags her tail with happiness, the 4 cubs come out with unfiltered joy. Striped hyenas are a highly misunderstood animal. They are scavengers that clean up on any dead and decaying matter. They are also extremely shy and prefer to stay away from humans. As she lays down to feed her cubs, this is a delightful sight. For striped hyenas are classed as near threatened, and in India they have the same level of protection as tigers. Her cubs are extremely precious and highly protected. Some of the cubs have their quick fill of milk and play in the grass. Their mother's presence means that they can play near the den with joyful abandon. Feeding time is very quick, and the cubs try and make the most of their time outside as they know that it's going to be short-lived, for their mother is going to get up and leave very soon. She looks around and gives a glimpse of her powerful jaws that can easily crush bones. She needs to keep going in her search for food, and that does mean leaving the cubs alone. But they are smart enough to hide as soon as they see their mother disappear amongst the brown grass. Velavadar is also home to one of the largest populations of a stunning antelope species. In the wild, the blackbuck is only found in the Indian subcontinent. Large herds of these iconic animals were once common across India, but unrestricted hunting and habitat loss significantly reduced their numbers. Protected sites like Velavadar offer tremendous hope to these species. Because of the significant population found here, this place is also often referred to as the Blackbuck National Park. Female blackbucks and young males gather together in large numbers. Grongos are happy to hitch rides on their backs as they hope to catch any insects that could be disturbed by the grazing antelopes. Adult bachelor males graze far away on their own. These are extremely adaptable and hardy animals, able to feed on the rough, dry grass. They have evolved to succeed in a land that sees heavy seasonal rainfall, but can be bone dry for several months in a year. They do need water on a regular basis, and the wetland in Velavadar provides them with an ample supply of water. Without the strict protection, such a magnificent sight of these beautiful antelopes would not have been possible. Long ago, the range of the blackbuck extended all across the Indian subcontinent. Throughout our history, they were hunted in large numbers, represented in Indian art through different periods and empires. Eventually, their range and population fell down to drastic numbers. Today, they are only found in fragmented populations across a highly reduced range. Places like Velavadar are their strongholds. It is here that we can see their activities and behaviors as they roam around without the threat of being hunted. The male antelopes, known as bucks, are extremely sensitive to any female that may be coming into estrus. By smelling the air, the buck is trying to find out which female is worth pursuing. Driven by hormones, this buck has only one thing on his mind. But him trying to find a suitable female is not enough, for the does are extremely selective and are hard to please. In his efforts, perhaps he looks like the definition of someone trying too hard. As he goes through the herd, every doe seems to be desperate to run away from him. While the buck goes through his desperate efforts to find a partner, the other antelopes are at the periphery of the grasslands, keenly aware that there is some danger hidden nearby. Twitchy ears and gazing eyes have activated their sixth sense that there is a secretive predator around. Time to stop feeding and be on the alert. For there are Indian wolves that roam these lands, endangered carnivores for whom these grasslands serve as a safe refuge as well. A herd at the far end of the grasslands is completely unaware. But some members at the edge seem to have caught sight of the predator. The wolf makes a beeline towards the herd, but the rough, grassy paths prevent it from taking a more direct route. The antelopes have now seen it and make a run for it. Wolves can run long distances without tiring, but this herd is now out of reach. They watch the wolf as it passes them. All it can do now is take note of its territory and move on. The landscape in Velavadar is not limited to its grasslands. The park also protects an impressive wetland, which is a haven for several species of bird that rely on the water. Impressive numbers of spoonbills and other birds find refuge in little isolated islands called beds as they find a safe space to look for food. Painted storks roam the shallow edges of the wetland as they use their long legs to disturb the mud and reveal larvae and grubs that they can catch and eat. While most of these birds stick very close to the water, a delightful winter visitor is known to forage for food amongst the rough grasslands. These are Eurasian or common cranes. The arid plains and grasslands of India are important wintering grounds for these long-legged, long-distance travelers. Once the temperatures start to heat up, they will begin to fly back to their breeding grounds in Central Asia and Siberia. They still do face a litany of threats, from habitat loss to being hunted, so seeing them up close is a real treat. This is a good sign that Velavadar is also serving as a refuge, not just for endangered mammals like the striped hyenas and Indian wolves, but also for these wonderful birds. In winter, they will spend the majority of their time looking for food on the ground. This can include seeds, roots, or basically anything that is edible. They know that the wetlands are close by, so they can rely on it for their water requirements as well. This makes the protected grasslands of Velavadar a perfect winter home for so many beautiful birds like these cranes. We spent 2.5 days in and around Velavadar Blackbuck National Park, gathering the footage and the stories that you have just seen. For a long time, grasslands like these have been disregarded as wasteland. But it was an absolute pleasure to see the fantastic numbers of blackbucks that are now thriving in this park. Our visit was in March 2025, just around the end of the winter season, but we were still fortunate to see some of the raptors, like these harriers, that were still around. These harriers were joined by a range of resident and migratory birds that thrive in this harsh ecosystem. And of course, on the ground, there are a range of mammal species that really put Velavadar on the map for some of the best of Indian wildlife watching.